China. It's a land of glittering modern cities and spectacular engineering, where 700 million people from rural areas have climbed out of poverty since 1978.
Now, the race is on to target the remaining poor families in an effort to wipe out extreme poverty by 2020.
In this series, we go in search of these families to experience their lives in China's undiscovered countryside and see how people here are working to build more secure and better lives.
Masa.
Okay, tie a knot at the end. I discover how a centuries-old craft is transforming a remote Miao village.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Creating bonds of friendship and mutual support. I think this defines sisterhood and changing women's fortunes. Wow, that is so fast.
So we have to cross the river 3 times.
I trek deep into the wilderness with the men who protect the pandas, who show me why they've turned from poachers to the guardians of the forest.
What? A panda.
And I find my second family.
There's no other way to get this experience of stepping into someone else's lives unless you stay with them.
I stay in a Tulo, one of China's most extraordinary man-made wonders. Everything you see here, these are historic pieces, a spectacular cultural heritage. Hey kids, I got you some firecrackers. I want to find out if they can survive in the 21st century.
I'm Chris Bacinelli, born and raised in New York City and a citizen of the world. I've traveled the globe, and I'm passionate about how people live and what makes them tick.
I'm very impressed.
I'm Kimmy Werner, champion freediver and spearfisher. I live off the land and under the waves. As an artist, I'm excited to meet people like me, for whom creativity is the center of their world.
That's right.
And I'm Dennis Nie, celebrity TV personality. And I'm more at home on the red carpet, talking with the stars, rather than sleeping under them.
Okay. How do you say cheers?
Una.
Una.
I grew up in America, but I'm fascinated by the culture of rural China today.
Whoa, it's big! Woohoo!
And he's got a horse.
3 travelers staying with 3 families,
Chris.
all looking to find a special hidden China.
Whoa.
Here we will work, play, and laugh alongside our hosts and learn what it means to live in their world.
This is Homestay China.
I'm on a journey to the heart of China. I've traveled more than 2,000 kilometers from Beijing to the village of Ma'an. I'm visiting a very special group of women. They're from China's 5th largest ethnic group, the Miao. Miao women can be identified by their distinctive embroidered clothes and long hair. Oh my gosh, look at her hair. Hey. I'm Kimmy. The Miao traditionally were subsistence farmers, just living off what they could grow. But I've heard that the women here have begun to make a better living recently, thanks to a craft they learned from their mothers. As an artist myself, I want to find out more. These traditional wooden houses may look so pretty, but they're also really strong and stable. Just as well because this region is badly affected by earthquakes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chen Chen. Like many Chinese homes, Chen's is multi-generational. She lives here with her husband, 2 children, and her in-laws. I love the fireplace right in the middle of the living room. It's starting to smell good. Everyone seems so relaxed. Already, I feel part of the family. Looking at Chen's beautiful clothes, I can see why Miao needlework is considered one of China's 5 great traditions of embroidery. It looks so intricate. What you're wearing now, is this something that you make? Breakfast couldn't be more different to what I'm used to eating in Hawaii. It's delicious. It's kind of a homemade cereal of fried rice and hot tea. It's crispy and then chewy in the center. It's really good. It's really good. That was definitely one of the most unique breakfasts I've ever eaten. After my journey and an amazing breakfast, I'm going to get some rest. Tomorrow, I've got work to do.
This is a place I've always wanted to visit. I've come to the village of Aoyao in the Fujian province on the southeast coast, famous for its tea and fishing, but also for these giant buildings, the Tulou. Believe it or not, these are some of the oldest apartment blocks on Earth. Some date back to the 15th century. Today, they're considered so important, many are now protected as World Heritage Sites.
I think that's my host. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
哇，
你好，我叫 Dennis.
黄建平，
Can you show me around?
可以
Yeah?
欢迎。
All right, let's go. Let's go.
欢迎。
Thank you.
Tulou were built at a time of civil unrest, hundreds of years ago, to protect families from attack. And the Haka people have lived in them ever since. I've always loved old buildings, and I'm really intrigued to experience life in these unique homes.
This is my room?
Oh, thank you.
Wow. Okay. 我说这里晚上我需不需要开电扇还是空调？
不用空调，很凉快。
哦，
都不要。不要空调的。
Jianping tells me these walls are made of compressed earth.
This wall's got to be over a meter and a half thick.
The construction keeps Tulou warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Every family has a segment of the building over 3 floors. In times gone by, a Tulou like this could house up to 800 people.
坏掉，不要紧。
It's pretty common for a Chinese family to have several generations living under one roof. But here, in the Tulou, everyone in the whole building comes from the same clan.
Now, this is interesting. Now, they're telling me every household that lives here in this building, they all have the same last name. They're all Huang. 在这里面，每个人其实在多多少少都有一些血缘关系。
有，都是有这个血缘关系。对啊。
One question on my mind. It's a bit delicate.
Then nobody can actually fall in love with anybody in this building. Huh? Nobody can actually date their neighbors then.
没有，不可以，那个不可以，那个不可以的。
My first experience of the Tulou and life here has been eye-opening. Although they're designed centuries ago as a way of staying safe in times of trouble, they seem to work just as well today. Who knows? Maybe this communal living could be the future.
Western China is home to some of the most stunning natural beauty in this vast country. Soaring mountains, lush green forests, rivers and streams make this one of China's most pristine environments. I'm super excited today because I am in Shaanxi, at the edge of the forest. I traveled more than 1,000 kilometers from Beijing to the Chongqing Nature Reserve in Western China. I've come to this particular forest because I've heard about a new idea to protect the wildlife that lives here. The black bear, the golden monkey, the crested ibis, and the coolest of all, the giant panda. I'm meeting the man who's their most passionate advocate. Hi. His name is Peng. Okay, nice to meet you. But there's no time for me to rest. Peng and his rangers are off on patrol. Okay, let's go. The nature reserve is massive, at nearly 30,000 hectares. Peng is one of the many rangers responsible for protecting all of its wildlife. But today, he's looking after some slightly smaller creatures. Fish. We're painting signs to let everyone know that fishing is prohibited here.
Peng, this is an important part of your job, putting out signs to stop people.
不在这里写标语的话，那就别人也不知道咱们在保护这条河流，他们就会为所欲为的去做一些伤害鱼类的事儿。
I'll admit, I'm quite jealous of Peng. This is his office.
Wow. You going in?
太冷。
So I just want to understand that you're not going in because it's cold. I need you to go with me.
我看着你，如果你有危险了，我下去。
Okay, I see where this friendship is going, Peng.
This is so wonderful. Peng even brings his daughters to work.
Oh, he's coming in! That was awesome.
After a refreshing swim, it's time we started making our way out of the forest and back to Peng's house. But before getting home, we need to collect dinner. Peng lives in a busy house with his wife and extended family. Over dinner, he tells me that the farming here is poor, and he confesses something he's not proud of. They were so poor, he would make ends meet by poaching. He hunted wild boar in the nature reserve. But now, as a ranger, he uses his knowledge of the forest to protect the animals he once pursued.
你感觉这边的生活你还习惯吗？就是我们习惯了。 Very good. 习惯了。
As evening approaches, I'm enjoying spending this time getting to know my new family.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, Peng is going to show me the reason for his change of heart, why he turned from hunter to devoted protector of the forest.
I'm living with a Miao family in southwest China. 你好. Chen, like many women here, wears traditional clothes that she's made herself.
Oh, this is where your sister lives.
As an artist myself, this is something I've been so looking forward to. The colors, the patterns. Almost every piece of clothing is decorated with the most amazing embroidery. And the best bit, I'm going to learn how to do it.
Oh, okay. I will try.
This embroidery business is seriously fiddly. I'm supposed to split a silk thread into finer strands and then make tiny stitches.
Tying that at the end. Okay.
But it's this level of detail that makes the pattern so vivid.
Yes!
When I paint back home in Hawaii, my inspiration is nature and the ocean. I'm interested to know what inspires these women.
And so, what is the history on all of these beautiful colors and designs that you make?
那些去开始弄那白大木，白那些块嘞，那些去把锅那个滚白那样，嘛能熬出，我个就弄那地本人就那地本人，带了怕弄白了那发那出了要发多多哎。
It's amazing that something so beautiful was made with so little. The Miao have no written language, so embroidery has a unique purpose.
And is that a special symbol? Does that mean anything?
代表福气，有福气。
Miao girls are taught embroidery at a young age, so they can learn about their history and culture. But best of all, they have fun doing it.
I love the giggles, I love the laughter. I love how it's just this little girls' club where once they get together, it seems like a good time.
I've had the best time ever. These designs are amazing. It's as if every stitch tells a story, and these women are doing something so important, celebrating and preserving Miao culture for the future.
I am in the mountains in western China. Last night's storm is now just a memory. And Peng has got a surprise for me. As well as being a ranger of the nature reserve, he's also an experienced beekeeper.
Oh, man. I know you holding that suit that I really don't want you to be holding.
咱们下午的看点东西，去一个地方放松一下，玩一下。
Do I have a choice?
Okay.
Now look, I'm the guest, and Peng wants to show me his bees. But I don't mind saying I am terrified.
Oh my God.
There's two voices in my head. One saying freak out, and one saying everything's just fine. Peng has always kept bees. But recently, an environmental charity trained him to produce high-quality honey on a commercial scale. It's part of a government-led scheme that targets financial aid to the very poorest families in the country. Peng thinks we can learn a lot from how bees work together.
它有它的一个秩序，非常的分工明确。对，就像你刚才把它比作成人类一样，它就像这一箱蜂，就像一个王国一样，它有它的一个秩序。
This realization changed Peng's life. He began to see the relationship between man and nature differently. Bees, he tells me, work as a team for the benefit of the hive. Why shouldn't people work together for the benefit of nature? For without bees, there would be no forests and no pandas. What's more, he discovered that his honey, branded Panda, thanks to the nature reserve, commands a premium price across China. He doesn't want to poach anymore, but he no longer needs to either.
Put my hand here. Okay.
Peng is eager to show me how hands-on he is with his bees.
No. Are you taking your glove off? Dude, what are you doing? Peng. Oh my God. You are a brave man, my friend. Do you think I should try that?
你还不行，因为你和他，你比较紧张。另外一方面，我怕你用力太大，把它弄疼以后，它就会蛰你。
Peng's not so much worried about me getting stung. He's worried about me harming the bees. That's how much he respects these bees.
Peng keeps the bees look after the plants in the forest, and the forest supports the pandas. The Panda brand makes this honey one of the most sought after in China. It's a virtuous, natural circle. I love that.
I've always wanted to see what life in a Tulo clan house would really be like. But I'm honestly not sure I'm cut out for communal living. Any noise from any family can be heard all night long.
The dogs and the chicken, man. That kept me up most of the night.
Everyone is up and the Tulo is buzzing with activity. Huang Jianping makes his living as a tobacco farmer, and today he's taking his crop to sell to the nearby factory. And he needs a hand.
This hurts. This really hurts your shoulders.
Seeing Jianping and his neighbors all helping each other makes me realize what makes this community so special. This is exactly what I came to see. People living together and working together. At the factory, all these huge bundles of tobacco leaves are sorted and graded.
他们现在要称吗？
要评等级。1、2、3、4。
Okay. So there's grade 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're sorting it out right now, and then weighing it in, and then we'll find out how much we get paid.
The price per kilo is set by a cooperative with help from the government to ensure fair prices. Jianping must wait to see how much his crop is worth.
Wow, they did great. So we had over 700 kilos, and they have, I think they got 20,000 RMB for this one sales today, for this season.
I'm happy for Jianping, but he has a lot of mouth to feed with that $2,900. It won't go very far. When living in a tulo, so many things are communal. In front of his house, there's a source of food that's available to all residents, as long as you can catch it yourself.
So Mr. Huang has his little pond in front of the tulo, and apparently he says there's fish in there.
这是黄瓜叶，它很爱吃啊。你可以抓到这里。
With Jianping's bamboo fishing rod and cucumber leaves for bait, it's my job to try and catch tonight's dinner.
It looks like it's biting.
While we're fishing, he tells me some families have moved out of the tulo to modern houses nearby. But Jianping has a plan to keep tulo sustainable in the 21st century.
What do you envision that you would do for your tulo in the future?
旅游区吧，大旅游区，想就这么想，开个店铺，淘宝什么都有用，现在还没有开发。有背没有？有啊。
Got something! I got something! Woohoo!
我背着没有？哈。
Got something! Whoa! It's big!
不要那么用力啊。
Woohoo! Wow!
It doesn't get much better than catching your own dinner.
Wow! Woohoo! We caught a fish!
I'm really struck by how happy Jianping and his family seem to be.
I'm in the village of Ma'an, living with Chen, a woman from the Miao minority. Today she wants to take me to a place that has transformed her life. A small embroidery factory. It's owned by local entrepreneur, Mrs. Wei.
It's beautiful.
Like many others, Mrs. Wei previously had to leave Ma'an to support her family by working in the city. But then, she had an idea. To start a business to provide jobs in Ma'an itself. She was able to get a government loan for female would-be entrepreneurs. And she's turned her traditional Miao craft into a modern, thriving business.
Wow, that is so fast.
For Mrs. Wei, this is more than just making a living. It means village women can now stay in Ma'an, keeping their families together.
像留在家老，给他乡老的娃和弄啊，我们全家老的娃和呢，然后大到乡老啊，我大们老啊，马上就开，马上得记，马上。
What is really clever is how Mrs. Wei, seeing the demand for traditional Miao embroidery, has upscaled a small cottage industry and used computer-operated machines to propel traditional designs into the 21st century.
技术弄可以啊，地那安那地那可以进地盘那下下去，好留摆上哎，摆上屋咯啊行哎，都行屋这屋哎。行係可用好地拖呢行，可能用個鵝脷擺脷誒，畫進地拖呢行。
I'm intrigued to see how an idea becomes a finished piece of embroidery. And it's a great opportunity to get to know Mrs. Wei a little bit better.
行法ว่าอาตาอยู่ว่ามัน行法吧，我那个用嘅多下位，多到下位。
I am 38 years old and I'm not married.
行擺法呢，唔該可以用問下法，ถ้าอาดูว่าก้า
So I'm just trying to sketch out designs that remind me of home.
ในหมู่อ้างโอ้ว่าละ
I'm so happy Mrs. Wei likes my design. Back home, Chen is on hand to help me get it finished. What do you think? Although she's not too impressed with my embroidery skills. In the village of Ma'an, my new friends tell me they've organized a treat for me. A typical meow day out.
I feel like I'm in a girl gang right now.
Chen explains that they know I love fishing. And as they do too, they've decided to show me a meow fish catching tradition. Chen tells me these herbs interrupt the fish's breathing, so they come gasping to the surface, where it's a whole lot easier to catch them. That's a big guy. So many of my friends are boys because I love to do stuff like this, but to be able to do it with fellow women, it just is the best of both worlds. This reminds me of home. What made today so special was that I was able to share my passion for fishing with these women. We may come from opposite sides of the earth, but we really have so much in common. After barbecued fish on the riverbank, I didn't think it could get much better, but I was so wrong. I've been invited to my very own spa in the forest.
Oh my goodness. Now I totally feel like a princess. I think this defines sisterhood, and I just feel so grateful to be part of this tribe. I've never met any other humans like them before. They took me under their wings, wrote songs, sang songs, took me to a freaking spa. That might just sound like girl time, but I was there and I can tell you it's so much more than that. These girls are all about taking care of one another.
I came to Tulo country to see if I could hack communal living. But since getting to know Jianping and his extended family, I've become more and more interested in how they can make Tulo living sustainable in the long term.
All right, I guess we're here.
They really need to increase their income and draw younger people back to the community. Today, he's bringing me to see one idea he's trying.
Okay. All right.
A passion fruit orchard. The local government trained Jianping to grow this new cash crop. Once the passion fruit ripen, he plans to sell them to customers all over China via the internet. But I'm also keen to visit a community nearby where I'm told the Tulo itself is helping residents make money. The massive 300-year-old building is nicknamed the King Tulo. There's a clan ancestral hall and a library in the center. The whole building has more than 400 rooms. But today, the King Tulo has a new purpose: tourism.
I love the fact that they have put in so much effort and so much thought into it and really made it into what it should be. I mean, this is a historic site. People should learn about this and try to keep the tradition alive.
It's obvious that visitors share my fascination with these extraordinary buildings. The place is buzzing, and everyone is having fun and making money. Zhang Chongsheng was drawn back here because of the opportunities offered by tourism.
现在来说，我们基本上形成一个产业，整个村的人都是靠旅游吃饭，会比较多一些。
Right.
对，就是不用去外面去打工了，对，就可以家里面就可以赚到饭来吃。
Are there more people like you that's coming back here now to start their own business or work with the Tulou?
不断的过来，不断的到我们村来寻找就是赚钱的机会、工作的机会嘛。
So the Tulou now, it's sort of acting like a magnet.
都固定有一点点的收入的，所以大家都往村子里面靠拢。你看，像这边路边有很多卖一些土特产的，都是周边的居民做出来茶水才会好喝。
Smell it.
Yeah,
Smells
you can.
great.
You can.
Well, thank you so much. I had a great time chatting with you.
It is clear that tourism is bringing money in and people back. Maybe my family, the Huangs, are really onto something here. I'm in Aoyao village, and my days of communal living in a Tulou are drawing to an end. The Huangs have organized a small party for me. In typical Tulou fashion, everyone has a job, including me.
Smells great, yeah.
I'm looking after the booze.
Misty taste of moonshine, right here in the farm. Wow.
Traditionally, rice wine was usually made by Haka women. But today, it's down to me and Jianping's brother to make it.
How long does it take?
要煮100斤米，要煮4个钟头。
All the ingredients are totally organic. Even the water is said to come from a natural spring. I can't wait to have a taste.
Oh, now it's coming out. You can see it. When can I taste it?
现在就可以喝。
现在可以喝。Can I try some?
可以。
可以。Nice. Hey kids, hello. You're having the party, so I'm gonna bring you something. Yeah, got you some firecrackers.
And of course, a party needs music. This is a traditional Haka chiffon band.
Chinese tradition that you have to go and drink with every table, and we start with the eldest.
This is what the Tulou represents. Everyone under one roof, belonging, community, living together, and helping each other.
It's my last day in Chongqing. Peng is taking me deep into the forest. We're on the trail of the pandas. Peng believes there could be up to 350 pandas living in this province alone. That's almost 20% of the world's wild population. Ah! I'm okay. I'm good. The Forestry Bureau, along with international experts, have set up bamboo corridors for the pandas. These areas are stocked with plentiful supplies of bamboo, so the animals can move freely, meeting more potential mates. To monitor the animals and to protect this delicate environment, Peng and the other rangers have set up cameras in remote parts of the forest. And remote means remote. It was pouring last night. There was a thunderstorm, and so the river's overflowing, so we have to cross the river 3 times. River crossing number 3. We've only been walking for the morning, but it feels like we've been out here for days. We've been hiking for about 3 hours. This was supposed to be a 1-hour hike. And it's only because they have a machete that they're slicing the trail that we can actually see more than 2 feet ahead of us. But this is all in a day's work for a ranger. Dripping sweat, soaked, boots soaked, exhausted. But we're here. Finally, we reached the cameras. These are all triggered by movement. If a panda or any animal has come nearby, there should be an image of it.
我们现在把相机的卡取下来，重新换一张新卡，可以吗？
Best case scenario, there's an image of a giant panda in here, but really any of the endangered species would be incredible.
这里发现的东西很多，我们拍到第一张熊猫的照片就是这个相机拍到的。
Okay. I am looking forward to going back to the house to see what's on this card. But first, we've got a long trek out. Back home, and as it's my last night, Pong's wife has laid out a beautiful barbecue for us.
There's no other way to get this experience of stepping into someone else's lives unless you stay with them. The gratitude that I feel for Pong and his family, inexpressible.
Okay?
Okay.
So I sound like a monkey, basically.
Yes.
Okay, maybe you can try to make the sound of the golden monkey. Try to make it. Try. No. It's like this. Try again.
像现在你教的有点像猫发起。
猫发起。I've been called a lot of things. I've never been called a cat in heat, but that's a compliment. 谢谢。
It's my last day in Ma'an with Chen and the Meow women. I'm being treated to a special makeover before a traditional celebration to mark my visit. For Meow women, taking care and decorating their long hair isn't just about looking and feeling good. These silver hairpins and decorations have been passed down from mother to daughter. They symbolize wealth and good fortune. They're dressing me up as a Meow woman, a genuine part of this community of embroiderers. I'm so flattered. After spending time here and learning so much, I really want to give something back to Mrs. Wei. I hope she likes it.
I tried my best to just make you a little gift using what you taught me, and I wanted to make you a sleeve about my culture. Thank you, Mrs. Wei.
There's just time left for some dancing. Miao women take such pride in their ancient culture and their traditional skills of embroidery, costumes, and hair. Getting to know these Miao women has been such an honor. And what I found so heartwarming and inspiring here is the feeling of female solidarity. But I'm going to get back to dancing.
My homestay in the Tulou in Aoyao is nearly over.
I'm gonna miss this place.
What I've really discovered during my stay is that Tulou are all about family. To have 3 or 4 generations living under one roof is kind of a Chinese dream.
Hi, Wanaga. Thank you so much. Oh, everybody's here.
For hundreds of years, Tulou have protected generations of families from the weather and from strangers.
Okay, bye guys.
But now, encouraging visitors, in the shape of tourists, to come to the Tulou of Fujian is helping to secure them and the families who live here a promising future.
Back in the mountains of Chongqing, and it's almost time for me to leave.
Go like this.
While I've got some time to play with Peng's daughter, he's checking the memory card we collected from the forest to see if we caught any pandas on camera.
有什么内容？应该是野猪的小崽。Wild boar？ 野猪。他们已经看了有300多张照片，但是没有发现熊猫和金丝猴的痕迹。咱们可以再看一下我以前拍到的照片。
Although Peng's camera didn't capture any panda photos this time, he was able to show me some of his recent pictures.
What? A panda? Oh, wow. So cute. Are you kidding me?
Peng's cameras have recorded amazing images of the forest's endangered species. Golden monkeys, black bears, and most special for me, the giant panda.
不光是熊猫也。 还有其他的野生动物在迅速的，就说是在秦岭山区中慢慢的得以恢复。
Peng hopes that soon visitors will be able to see this amazing wildlife here in its natural habitat.
拿着门票去看它们，有可能走入秦岭的大山，在任何一个地方都能是一个鲜活的一个。
Okay, let's stand.
Peng is an amazing guy. He started off as a poacher and has now become one of the strongest supporters of wildlife in this reserve.
Cheese!
And whilst keeping the forest a healthy ecosystem, he is securing a brighter future for his family. A conservation lesson we can all get behind. I came here wanting to meet the person who protects and guards this special place, and what I found was an extraordinary, inspiring man whom I now consider a brother.